Welcome back. Our first lecture was about sociology as a science, in which we discuss how sociology should be treated as a science and how it was emerged and why sociology in the initial is understood and explained in the term of the scientific manner and scientific method क्या है, कैसे सोशोलॉजी में भी की गई स्टडीज़ को हम साइंटिफिक मेथड का पार्ट बना सकते हैं, ये सब हमने प्रथम अपने वीडियो में डिस्कस किया. आज का वीडियो का नेक्स्ट पार्ट सोशोलॉजिकल थ्योरीज क्या होती हैं, कंसेप्ट एंड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या होती हैं. तो सबसे पहले वी विल डिस्कस कि व्हाट इज़ थ्योरी, क्योंकि सब्जेक्ट को जानने से पहले ये पता होना चाहिए कि थ्योरी क्या है. विदाउट मीनिंग एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग द थ्योरी इटसेल्फ, it is not easy for everyone कि to explain the term what is theory and why theory is relevant and how can we understood the theories and what are the importance, because हर सब्जेक्ट का अपना एक नेचर होता है और अपनी एक फिलॉसफी होती है जिसके बेसिस पे उस सब्जेक्ट को समझा जाता है और एक आइडिया लगाया जाता है कि वो सब्जेक्ट की डायरेक्शन में आपको लेकर मूव करेगा. तो here we will use the theory definition of the theory from the Oxford Dictionary of Sociology, which says a theory is a narrative of the world that hold true beyond what we see and measure. एक थ्योरी वो होती है जो ये सच्चाई बताती है कि जो हम समाज देख रहे हैं या समझ रहे हैं उससे परे भी एग्जिस्ट करता है. It is like a bunch of ideas putting together and to explain the whatever you see and understand in the society. That is known as a theory. अब sociological theories का मतलब समाज के अंदर जो भी आप देख रहे हैं या समझ रहे हैं उन सबको एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए आपकी समझ से परे जो एग्जिस्ट करता है उसे भी हम यहाँ पे सोशोलॉजिकल थ्योरी कहते हैं. एक थ्योरी की रिक्वायरमेंट क्यों होती है भाई साहब, कोई भी पूछ सकता है ना कि भाई मैं तो ऐसे ही मान गया कि जब ये चेयर पे मैं बैठा हूँ, ये चेयर है बस. लेकिन अब इस सोशोलॉजिकल थ्योरीज के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बताया जाएगा कि थ्योरी एक चेयर क्या है. ये रिलैक्सिंग चेयर है, ये रोलिंग चेयर है. इस चेयर का मीनिंग है कि पर्सन हु इज सिटिंग ऑन दिस चेयर विल बी कंफर्टेबल मोर देन कंपेयरिंग टू सिटिंग ऑन अदर चेयर्स. तो हर चेयर की भी अपनी एक थ्योरीज हो सकती हैं कि जो उसे बताती हैं, उसे समझाती हैं कि नहीं भाई साहब ऐसा नहीं है, जो थ्योरी आप देख रहे हैं, जो आप चीज़ देख रहे हैं वो वैसी ही है. उसकी एक अलग इंटरप्रिटेशन देना, उसके आइडियाज प्रॉपर स्टोरी कवर कर देना, वो थ्योरीज होती हैं. एक सिंपल सा एग्जांपल वी विल टेक. आपको टिफिन बॉक्स दिख ही रहा है सबको, टिफिन बॉक्स है. अब ये टिफिन बॉक्स के रिगार्डिंग समबडी विल से इसकी प्लास्टिक का टिफिन है. It can be used for going to school by the student and have their lunch in during that time. At the same time, somebody will say no, it is tiffin for professional outlook. Basic simple है, ब्लू कलर का है, तो इसका अपना एक इंटरप्रिटेशन होगा. एंड इसमें ये गरम खाने का रखने का हो सकता है, तो ये एक अमीर क्लास को सेटअप करेगा, क्योंकि गरीब तो भाई अखबार में लपेट के भी जा सकता है ना खाना. तो जैसे आप उसको नरेटिव देंगे, बंच करेंगे आइडियाज़ को, दैट विल गिव अ डायरेक्शन टू द थ्योरी. तो थ्योरी की रिक्वायरमेंट ही इसीलिए आई कि जो आप चीज़ें देख रहे हैं समाज में, जो यू अंडरस्टूड एंड लुक, दैट विल डिफाइन द नेचर एंड द डायरेक्शन कि हाउ यू लुक इनटू दोस थ्योरीज. तो थ्योरीज विच बेसिकली केम विद द 3 डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव. फर्स्ट, टू जर्नलाइज द थिंग्स. Second, to classify the things. Third, to give the idea of the social world. Generalizing, everybody is carrying the tiffin, and whoever carrying the tiffin, they must have some lunch in that. That is generalization. Classification. Classification ki if somebody is carrying some steel tiffin, some of the plastic tiffin, somebody taking their rotis in the rolling newspaper, that is classification. And social world. People carrying a large box in the mirror glasses dibbas, they are the upper class people. Who is taking tiffin like this, they are coming from middle range. Who is taking their rotis in a rolling newspaper, they are coming from a lower section. So dividation. A theory help for 3 things. फर्स्ट जनरलाइज करना, सेकंड क्लासिफिकेशन, थर्ड इज अ सोशल वर्ल्ड पर्सपेक्टिव. एंड then we will say कि the social theory itself applied the term which is more provide the perspective to the masses to understand the phenomena, to understand the process which are taking place in the society and how people are related to them. That is social theory. What are the concepts in social theory? Concept are particular tools, cognitive tools which are cognitive in nature, which apply to a specific category of behavior. Like in sciences, not everyone using a test tube, not everyone using the syringe, because it applied for some behavior to understand the particular thing. In the same process in sociology, you can't apply a single tool to understand and to observe every single behavior. Like in the initial days, sociology used single cognitive tool, that is observation. Sociologists Auguste Comte, Herbert Spencer, Emile Durkheim, they all use basic phenomena of the tool, that is observation. What they do, they observe the society and write the whole article about it. How people are living, why people are moving at the time of the spring season, why people make more create a more protection shield at the time of the rain, and males are going in for hunting and gathering, females are staying at home and cooking food and dividing the task, division of labor concept. Same scenario happen, but after a point of the time, people realize it is not possible because observation have some limitations, and observing the thing can be not be same all the time, because not every single female is staying at home. Some of are going outside, earning the things and making the food also. Then Emile Durkheim moved further and he wrote a book, The Rules of Sociological Method. कि sociological में भी different tools हो सकते हैं. तो second tool जब आया, to understand and explain the nature of human behavior through controlling their behavior. कि एक पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन में एक आदमी एक पर्टिकुलर वे में रिएक्ट करता है. इन अ पर्टिकुलर सिनेरियो एवरी ह्यूमन बीइंग रिएक्ट इन अ पर्टिकुलर सिनेरियो विच इज नॉट पॉसिबल इन द बायोलॉजी एंड केमिस्ट्री, क्योंकि इन बायोलॉजी व्हेन a plant will grow in a particular scenario, but is not happening in the human society. Na, you need to control that behavior, and for controlling you need extra thing like experiment. You create a same environment all the time. That are the things. In chemistry, a particular chemical react in a particular scenario all the time, but it is not applicable in sociology, because here we deal with the human experience, human experiment, and every human being has a different feeling, different attitude, which makes sociological theories more complex, more critical, and more hard to understand how people are reacting, and that's why so many theories developed during that time. So concepts are like those things which require to make you understand and explain the scenario. Like we will see one example, a system of terms. For the basic example, we will take help, helping nature cooperation. For understanding sociological theory, what is cooperation, you need to first define what you mean by the cooperation. Cooperation can be direct, cooperation can be indirect, and cooperation can be just providing some route to them. In a basic example, we will take the example of terrorism. In Pahalgam attack, terrorists coming from the Pakistan and cross border took place. So for that, right now you need to understand first what is terrorism, what is cross border, and how this weapon system reached to that particular person, because that person is not inflicting crossing the border along with AK-47. He took the help of from someone else. So then you need to understand and define first in the concept, in the theories, कि what is what you mean by the cooperation. Then you will able to understand that a concept, that defining the conceptual nature, then you will move further. In the initial, as we discussed in the initial, is sociology is more about observation and explaining the behavior, societal aspect, but in contemporary world it is emerging and more scientific getting day by day. Father of sociology, August Comte, he defined the sociology from sociological perspective, and he said every society have complex, and because it is topmost in the hierarchy of the sociological theories. And what is characteristics of the sociological theory? Characteristics is generalizing the things. A sociological theory always lead to generalize the concept. Second, it always classify the nature, and classification deal with demarcation of various classes of phenomena. Like a sociological theory define what are the differences in two groups. A sociological theory must define कि how particular nature is of the unit is taking place. Like example, we will move further when we will discuss types of theories. In sociology, we mainly deal with three types of theories: functional, second conflict, third is a symbolic interaction. In functional theory, every single theory deal with the two type of concept. First, what is function? Function can be manifest or can be latent of any event or process which are dealing. Second, what are the characteristics of that function and how it is taking place in the society. फंक्शनल थ्योरी का बेसिक एग्जांपल है कि फंक्शनल थ्योरीज में सोसाइटी को एज अ सिस्टम ब्लॉक की तरह ट्रीट किया जाता है, जिस ब्लॉक का एवरी सिंगल यूनिट हैज़ इट्स ओन फंक्शन, एंड इफ यू रिमूव दैट ब्लॉक, if you remove that bricks in the block, the function of the whole unit will collapse. Same scenario in the society, everything dealing with their own function and perspective. एक एग्जांपल के तौर पे सोसाइटी में पुलिस है, जुडिशरी है, मेडिकल सेक्टर है, क्रिमिनल्स हैं, एजुकेशन सिस्टम है, रिलीजन है, आपका पॉलिटिक्स है, आपका फैमिली सिस्टम है, आपका कल्चर है. ऑल आर दिस इज द यूनिट. अब एवरी सिंगल यूनिट है डूइंग देयर ओन फंक्शन. इवन दो criminals have their own importance in the society. If criminals are not doing any kind of mischief, police will not get more engaged. It will get static, and by the time it get collapsed. Medical sector, if there is no disease, medical sector will not function and it will not grow. Same education, if education sector is not grooming on the daily basis, it are not taking help of new advantages and helping of new things, they will not be able to sustain for the longer time. Second theory is conflict theory. Conflict theory में two things हैं. पहला concept, what is conflict, how you understand and see the conflict. Conflict, is it violence? Conflict in the nature of competition, conflict in the as a one by one. Conflict can be in physical mode, in virtual mode, it can take place in a multiple forms. So then you need the what is first concept क्या हुआ आपका, so defining the conflict itself. अब characteristic क्या हुआ यहाँ पे, आप क्या समझते हैं उस conflict की nature से. Like Karl Marx, who is become the base of the conflict theory, he wrote theory from a said there's a society divided in two sections, bourgeois and proletariat. bourgeois is a capitalist section which are making money out of the hard work of the proletariat, because bourgeois control the productions of means of production, and that's why they are able to extract as much as benefit they can do, surplus value, and they are able to get it. The proletariat section is always gets suppressed and they are not able to what they want. तो द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या है कि सोसाइटी में टू सेक्शंस हैं. फर्स्ट इज अपर विथ हैविंग कंट्रोल ओवर द मीन्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन एंड रिलेशन ऑफ प्रोडक्शन एंड मनी. सेकंड विथ वर्किंग ऑन देम, दे आर जस्ट मेकिंग हार्ड टू सर्वाइव देमसेल्फ. एंड दिस टू ग्रुप्स इज different in each and of the society. When we will discuss the conflict theory in the detail, we will discuss the history of class society, social classes. In every single phase of the history, there are two different classes and they are struggling. Third is a symbolic interaction. अब symbol is a concept क्या है? What is symbol? That is concept in the symbolic interaction theory. And characteristics, how people are relating themselves, they classified the things. We will take a simple example. Flag. I said the word the flag. Everybody who are watching this video, they will get some sort of image in their mind how the flags look like. And flag have a multiple meaning and for the multiple persons. अब यहाँ पे characteristic क्या हुई है उसकी? Flag कैसा है? Is it Indian flag? Is it Pakistani flag? Is it flag of some particular organization for some particular group to representation? Or it is have a multiple meaning for a multiple person? We will take the example. When I said tricolor flag, you will try to analyze flag of India has a three color: saffron, white, and green, and each color depicts its own meaning, and that is the concept कि saffron color deal with the courage. It is a concept because you have their own understanding in your mind, and once you got it and everyone relate the same. White color peace, green color is a prosperity, greenery, agriculture benefit. Then it relate from their own perspective, and every person understood the meaning on the basis of the learning of the long socialization process. That's why in every single theory, concept is the understanding and defining the term which are the basics, and characteristics how you relate in a present scenario with them. In the initial era, classical theory deal with the only one tool, that is observation. But nowadays sociology is getting more expand, so they develop multiple cognitive tool: survey, interview, observation, classifications. These are the tools which have been developed. तो theory का basic theory का मतलब क्या है? To build a narrative, to define the nature of the idea which are beyond see and observation in the system. That's why sociological theories are more relevant in the contemporary scenario, and you require to understand those theory for explaining the things in a better scenario. Thanks to everyone. I hope you like the video. Please share it, like it, and comment. And in the next session we will discuss the types of theory. Thank you.